component. So today we concentrate on next component, that is service. So as we discussed in Android, total 4 components. One is the activity. Then second is the services. Third is the broadcast receiver. And the next is the content provider. So on the 4, we already discussed in the last class activity. So now we will discuss about the services. So what is service? This we already discussed. Service is nothing but it is a background process. So it is one of the component of Android and it can handle the complete background process. It's a background process where user cannot interact with this directly, but it can be support in the background. So what is the example for this? Let us say I set alarm at 6 a.m. So alarm could be run on a 6 a.m. means every minute by minute it is checking that alarm at what time. But once alarm has came, that can invoke the next component of broadcast receiver. Then the broadcast receiver will interact with the user with activity. So that is a service. So service is nothing but it's a one of the component of Android. It is supports the long running background process in our Android. So what is the life cycle of this? So this is also has one life cycle like what we discussed last time. So here the service is component to handle the long running background process. It does not provide a user interface, means it does not have any user interface. So here we can start service from the other application, or we can start the some application within the application itself. So that we will do here this. So that how it happened, for this we will see first. Before that, here we will create one project on the name of service. I'm creating one new project name called as service. So giving the name as service example. So while creating this, we will see here in a diagram. So here services are 2 types. One is the bounded, other one is the unbounded. So what is bounded and what is unbounded? So in this word itself, it is there. So once I create a service, so then it will start. So start, after that, it execute the start command, service will run and it will destroy automatically. That is unbounded, means it could not depend on anything. And the second one is, it is the binded. It binds with something. So what is that binding? Means once I create a project, it binds something, then service can run and execute, then it can be unbind, then it can be destroyed. Means that service should be shut down. What is the example for these two? Like I click on download. I want to download a movie. I click on download. It does not depend anything on this. It automatically run in the background immediately. The service will start and it can run, and after that it can close. But I set an alarm at 6 a.m. So what happens? Once I set alarm at 6 o'clock, it binds with the time. So it always checking with the time. When 6 a.m. is happened, then it can be invoke this, and from there it can be unbind. In case if I set an alarm for only one time, then immediately it can unbind there itself and it can destroy the service. In case of that, it should be repeated. It should be repeated this. Then what happens? It goes to uncreate, then unbind. From there, it's going to unbind, then rebind from there, because it's a reset alarm. So every day I need alarm at 6 a.m. Then it can be rebind. Again, it will waiting for the time to come done. So then once it is done, it is executed, it is done. So that is this service. So for this service, what we need for this service? So when we are doing this service, so here we'll see the programmatically here. So in our UI, here I'll take a linear layout. So linear layout. Then here I'll give the orientation as well. So orientation is vertical. Then I need two buttons. So I'm drag and drop two buttons. So I'll give the name of those buttons. One is the start service. Other is the stop service. So start service and stop service. I given this two. Then now what I'll do is here I'm writing the action. So first, how we can write this? I want to declare the buttons here. So one is start, one is the stop. So the next step is here too. So start equal to find view by ID, that is r.id dot. So button. Then stop equal to find view by ID, that is r.id dot button 2. So two buttons are here. Okay, start button, stop button. So all are here. Okay. Now what we will do is here. Now I want to add the action for this. Just a minute. So okay, here just now it's a declaring button. Now I'm applying the listeners for this. So start dot set on click listener. New. So view dot on click listener. So as of now, these all are the common only. So start dot. Sorry, again stop dot set on click listener. New view dot on click listener. So now here also to start and the stop service, I'm using the intent only. So intent something declaration equal to new intent. So here context. What is the context here? Context is nothing but here our main activity. So main activity dot this comma. So here I'm creating one new class, that is a my service dot class. I'm defining this. So what we will do see. So as of now, what we did here, start activity. So instead of start activity here, I'm doing that start service of intent. Only the difference is here, just instead of start activity, I'm doing the stop service. Again here also, I'm defining one intent. So here also I'm calling the same class which I defined on above. Why? Because using the different methods, I want to start and I want to stop the service. So my service dot class. So then here, so stop service. So an above button I'm using for the start service, and this button I'm using for the stop service. So from here, last time from here we created a new activity, but right now here I'm creating one new service. Instead of the activity, I'm creating new service. So then what I did do is now from here, I want to create a new class. So how can I create a new class? So just copy this name, my service. Okay. So then copy this. From here, just I'm creating one new Java class. I'm creating one Java class. So that name called as a my service. See, Java class as created like this. So obviously, whatever right now, as of now we created, all those are extended as a app compact activity. But now it is extended as a service. So what I'll do is here, it extends as service. So why I'm extending this as a service? Why? Because it is the one where we are handling the events and everything in a activity. But now today in this, we are concentrating in a service. So I want to run some background process using the service. So because of that, we are declaring here this data in a service. So because of those reasons, here I'm extending as a service. So then why once I extended as a service, so it has some implemented methods. So what are the implemented methods for this? So that service implemented method here is this one, onBinder. So just I want onBinder method here. So that onBinder method is the default. So it has the onBinder method and its return type is here null. So from here, now I want to handle the other activities. So what are the other activities? Just now we already seen in this here. So what are those? Onstart, onCreate, these all are the methods we need to add here. So we will add this methods here. So onBind is created. Now outside of this, we need to create an onStart. So onStart. Next here, what we will do? onStart, onStop. See here, what are the methods I already defined here? So those all are here. onStart, onCreate, onDestroy. So onBind is already here. So just I want to copy these three methods from here. So this is onStart. So here I'm taking the toast also, means I'm creating here some service that is onStart, onCreate, and onDestroy. So like say, if we can write override also, on rebind also, on rebind. So in on rebind also, we can write some toast. So here, what we write here, the services on rebind, like this. So this is done. Now, after this, now in a manifest file, last time in a manifest file, we added as an activity, but today we need to add here as a service. So what is a service? My service, this name. So we need to define event service also in a manifest file. So Then we need to run this program. We will see this, what is the output of this, how this will come. Just I'm running this. Just I'm connecting the cable. I'm running this. So I'm running this. So if it's spelling, once it is open here, we will able to see this, what happening in a service. Yeah. So now here I'm clicking on the first button, start service. The service was created. The next service was stopped, destroyed. So okay, this is fine. But what here we are doing from the main activity, here we are calling the other components. So the other component that is showing like this. But what is the use of this? How I can use this in a real time? See, like I want just we discussed about this alarm. So I want to set alarm at 6 o'clock. So then alarm is a third party app. So from here, just I am setting the service is the alarm 6 o'clock. Then from here, it continuously checking in this. Means whatever that logic, what means in a 6 a.m., what should I happen that you can create here. Means just now, if any scheduled messenger is there, like we already in a calendar. So calendar, I added one of my friend's birthday in my calendar. So I say that it should notify me half an hour before, or if I have a meeting, so it should define. I say that I need alert 10 minutes before. So such kind of functionality we need to define here. So that what happens? This can invoke the next component. The next component is the broadcast receiver. So the broadcast receiver will give the announcements to the user. So in this way, here, either you want dynamically when you want to start a service, when you want to create a service, when you want to close certain actions, that all you can define in a background itself. So from the background here in a service itself. So because service does not has any UI, so that is the reason here this is this. So, and last time we discussed, when we are discussing about the activity also, we discussed here something. So in a here in a package, there are multiple Java files, but only some of the Java files can be mapped to the XML files. those we can say as a activity. Remaining all other we can say as the other Java files. So those may be service or those may be normal, anything this. But this should be specifically, this is a service case. Here it is happening like this. So this is about the service. So here service is simply, here we have long running background process. It could be start with the service. The service must and should you need to define in a manifest file. Clear this is? So hope you can start this practice. So tomorrow we'll see the next year.
Okay.